Hey guys, welcome to the grand final of the Season 5 Titans tournament. So today we're going to be watching a best of 9 between CriticalMeds and Rashnagar 206. Now because Rashnagar has won every single one of his games, he's going to start the grand final with 1 point up. Once again, all replay files are going to be uploaded onto the website so you guys can download them and watch them for yourself. I hope you guys have enjoyed the tournament so far. If you guys have enjoyed it, let me know in the comments below because I'm considering doing it again for the next season. Now let's watch the grand final. Alright, so this is game 1 of the grand final of the Titans tournament season 5. So, on the right side, we've got the red GDI, which is CriticalMeds. Although his name is just appearing as dots, this is CriticalMeds. Can confirm. And on the left side, we've got the blue nod, who is Rashnagar. And out come the scouts. So, looks like CriticalMeds is going straight for Grenadiers. He's skipping the minigunners, and Rashnagar has got some minigunners out going for the scouting and some little flame units. Probably going to be used for anti-scouting. He sure is. Alright, so these Grens are going to clear up that minigunner, deny the scout. Flame units coming down the bottom here from Rashnagar to cover these anti-scouts. Or scouts rather, they are the anti-scouts. Okay, quite a few Grens for CriticalMeds. A lot of infantry here for defense. There is an Apache up for Rashnagar. And out it goes. So this is going to have fun farming all these Grens. Good choice, as there's a lot of Grens on the field for it to farm. So he will be able to make some money back on that. So it's an expensive unit, but you can easily get your money back by farming these Grens. So it looks like CriticalMeds knows these Grens are on the timer now because the Apache is out, so he's sending them in. Gonna get a scout as much as he can before the Apache finishes. And he's gonna come in up from Rashnagar. Not gonna get through there. Meds has that covered. Alright, so for GDI we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 refineries. For Nod we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 refineries as well. Like, he's not gone for this Tiberian field early on. Maybe planning something different there. That's unusual to not go for that straight away. So we'll see what Rashnagar's up to. Alright, minigun is coming out from CriticalMeds. So these guys might be getting ready to defend the weapons factory. There it is, and another group of minigunners there. Like this guy's been caught. He's going to go down. Here we go, Rashnagar has got his airstrip out. He's got it in a location at the back here. It's quite often you'll see Nod placing the airstrip up here. He's very cleverly placed it back here, which is a defensive position, because if these tanks come rolling in, they've got a lot further to go to get to this airstrip. But CriticalMeds does have a scout, and he had scouted that earlier, so he knows it's there. And looks like Rashnagar is crawling down the bottom. Gonna go for this Tiberian field while the Apache is continuing to farm these infantry units. CriticalMeds, this guy is he's scouted everything. Pretty sure it was the same dude that's just ran all the way up here. Meds has good vision of Rashnagar's base. Meds opting to crawl across the top here. Rashnagar has seen it. Like he's going to sit in this Tiberian field, might lose the harvester here. CriticalMeds, his units are out of range, and Rashnagar is going to get this harvester very early on. There's this cell from the refinery. Don't need that anymore because the harvester's gone down. The Apache is landed. That's not good. Okay. That was close. Continue to farm the infantry. There is a second weapons factory out for CriticalMeds here. Looks like Rashnagar might be coming in for a snipe. He's coming around. CriticalMeds has spotted it. He's moving his whole army down. Rashnagar looks like he's changed his mind. It's not worth it, but he has lost a lot of units in the process. Taken quite a bit of damage from that. CriticalMeds able to push Rashnagar off and not give him the snipe on the construction unit. Looks like he's going for a bit of a counter push here. Armies are split. There's a hand of nod for defense here. Meds has spotted this. He's bringing his infantry back. Flame units are coming out to deal with these grenadiers. A lot of units up here for Rashnagar. Another refinery down, and it looks like he's going for the harvester again. Potentially he's going to get another one. It's gone down. Okay, so that's the second harvester down from Critical Meds. Just having a hard time defending the harvesters when they go to this Tiberian field. Rashnagar is just pouncing on them. And down the bottom here, he's got a second airstrip, and he's continued his crawl. He's on this Tiberian field now as well. Looks like he's got a hand of nod here. Some Grens coming in. Not been spotted. Now they have... Oh, maybe not. Looks like they're busy up here because Critical Meds is pushing in at the top. Turrets coming down from Rashnagar to defend against these tanks. But this is quite a force. It looks like more reinforcements coming from Critical Meds as well. A lot of tanks on the way. Rashnagar is going to keep placing these turrets to help defend against these tanks. But that is a lot of tanks. Looks like they've been slightly split. These guys are a bit isolated there. Gonna take some heavy damage. Critical Meds changing the direction of the army. He's got the infantry at the front and the tanks at the back. That way the infantry can do damage to the light vehicles while the tanks can hit them from a range. And the bikes can't get close to the tanks. Flame units coming out from Rashnagar, gonna be able to get some big hits on these Grens. More turrets coming down. Just scrambling the defense here, trying to hold off these tanks. This is where, if Rashnagar had placed its airstrip here, it would be in big trouble. There is a lot of tanks here, but he's placed it at the back here and he's blocked it with a refinery. A very, very clever decision there. Place that refinery back there in safety. But he is going to lose at the Apache pad. And that goes down. So this Apache is no longer going to be useful. It can't reload. Another turret goes down. Rashnagar is trying to find an angle on these tanks to avoid the infantry. Critical Meds has got more reinforcements on the way. Gonna slow the game down there. There's those reinforcements. He's still got 2 weapons factory. Both players are running out of money here. The economy is low, but Rashnagar does have fields full of Tiberium where Critical Meds is running low. Not from this field at the top, but he did lose the refinery here. Friends in trying to get rid of this refinery so those tanks can get in a bit easier. But Rashnagar has managed to hold on and he's pushing the tanks back. While Critical Meds is regrouping. Like he's moving up towards the top. Maybe gonna come in here, try and get the refinery. Gonna get the hand of nod here. Flame units coming out, getting some hits on those Grens. Tanks are focusing fire on the bikes. There's only 1 bike left. The buggies aren't going to be able to do much damage to the tanks. So Rashnagar is... He does have a lot of units, but those tanks are just going to tear the buggies apart. More tanks for Critical Meds. It's like Rashnagar is just going to ignore them and come straight across, maybe looking for a snipe. He is pulling back. Got harvesters long distance mining from Critical Meds now. Rashnagar does still have a lot of money. He's just sold his construction yard by the looks of it. So he's going to have a lot of money come in from that. Can't build turrets anymore, but he can build a lot of bikes. And it looks like he's got units coming over here. Going to get the snipe on the weapons factory. CriticalMeds does not have units back there to defend it, and he's not got any money to build the units. Rashnagar has managed to force a sell on one of them, while CriticalMeds is coming in to get rid of the refinery at the top here. There's a lot of bikes swarming around these tanks now. Infantry is on the way, but he's gonna lose a lot of tanks before they can get there to help defend it. They have arrived and the bikes are pulling back. Possibly gonna take down one of these harvesters, but Rashnagar has got a lot of bikes and he's coming in. Possibly gonna get another harvester here. He's coming back. CriticalMeds is still pushing forward. He's going to take out a refinery with the harvester inside of it. Rashnagar has come back to defend, forces the cell on the turret, and the nod is going to go down. But just as the tanks were making progress getting through, they are completely surrounded by these bikes. Rashnagar is going to be able to clear up all of these tanks. They're trying to get out of there. Infantry is on the way, but it's just not quick enough. One tank makes it back. So Rashnagar still with a large force here. CriticalMeds is regrouping. Does still have one weapons factory, but he is low on funds at the moment. Rashnagar coming forward. He's going to get another harvester from CriticalMeds here. It looks like he's going to push in, and he's just going to go for it. Targeting down the infantry. Look, he's coming across. He's going to get this refinery. Harvester is inside the refinery as well. He switched his attack. He's going for the tanks now. Another harvester is gone. Looks like he's focusing on the harvesters. And now he's switched his target to the weapons factory. It's the last weapons factory and it goes down, which means there's no more tanks for CriticalMeds. And this harvester is also on its own and it goes down. Rashnagar is just clearing up these harvesters. I'm not sure how many more CriticalMeds has. There's two here. I think that is it. I think it's just these two harvesters remaining. See, he's bringing his tanks up, trying to protect these harvesters. While Rashnagar is just trying to find another angle. There's the cell on the refineries. Don't need them anymore. Get the infantry out. Help defend. Rashnagar is coming across. Going for the refinery while the harvester's in there. Harvester manages to get out. He's not going to get the harvester. CriticalMeds managing to defend this, and he's cleared up a lot of the units. Didn't really achieve much because they didn't take out the refinery and they didn't get the harvester. Infantry coming forward here into the buggies. Harvester coming in for the crushers. Rashnagar's still got a lot of harvesters, so this is just a spear. He can just throw it at the infantry. CriticalMeds taking out the harvester. He's forcing Rashnagar out. Rashnagar does have 2 airstrips. He's still got 3 refineries as well, by the looks of it. Tib fields are running low. He is long distance mining as well. CriticalMeds looks like he's coming in for a push here. Rashnagar sells another refinery. There's not much left for both of these players at the moment. But Rashnagar has just built artillery. This is a smart move. There is a lot of infantry here. And that is huge hit. That really could have gone any way looking at those armies. And then the artillery comes out. And it is just clearing up the infantry. Rashnagar positioning the artillery behind his units here. Protect them from the tanks. And he has just cleared up CriticalMeds' entire army. There's a few more reinforcements on the way, but it's not going to be enough. And Rashnagar is going to take the first game. So game 1 goes to Rashnagar. And what a game. Fair dues. GG, guys. Alright, so this is game 2, and the map is Electric Avenue, I believe. And on the right side, we've got the blue node as Rashnagar 206. And on the left side, we've got the red GDI, which is CriticalMeds. Looks like CriticalMeds has moved his MCV quite far. He's trying to possibly get some good Tiberian fields, as these are quite large. So he might be going for a big eco early on. Rashnagar has moved his MCV, I think, ever so slightly. Possibly to get a crawl going up to this Tiberian field. Out come the scouts. Little minigunner looks like he's getting in there. Oh, the Gren's clocked on. They got him. Alright, both players are scouting quite a bit of the map. So CriticalMeds has got all angles here. Rashnagar, same again. Both players getting good scouting. Good vision. CriticalMeds is in Rashnagar's base and he's taking out some flame units. But the Apache is back up for Rashnagar. He is able to clear up those Grens. Still scouts moving around the map here. Getting some vision.
Construction complete.
Both players with very good vision here. Another Gren is flying in here. Does get caught, but he does get vision of the helipad. Rashnagar is in on the bottom of CriticalMeds' base. See the refinery there, and he can definitely see that refinery. Apache gonna keep farming these Grens as well. Nice easy kills, not much to counter that early on for GDI. Like he's attacking the ref. He might not have vision of other infantry at that point. He's just taking some shots at the refinery, but there is a Gren in Rashnagar's base. Just getting some more vision. And CriticalMeds has great vision of Rashnagar's base now. So he can see the airstrip, the construction yard, and the helipad. Rashnagar, on the other hand, you can see the barracks, see the construction yard.
Unit ready.
Can't see all of these refineries, and that is a lot.
Construction complete.
That is a lot of refineries. That's 6 refineries, and no weapons factory yet. So CriticalMeds looks like he's going for a massive eco game early on. Rashnagar has the units out from the airstrip, and he's coming in to have a look. Going to be able to clear up this infantry. There's not much here for CriticalMeds to be able to defend that. There's the weapons factory. Rashnagar is going to get full vision now. Not targeting the weapons factory. He is going for power at the moment. CriticalMeds has got a lot of infantry here. Going to be able to push them back. Apache's going to be happy with all that infantry though. More power out from CriticalMeds, and there's the first tank. Big hits off that Apache. Splash damage when the infantry is grouped together like that. Alright, so Rashnagar just hanging out in the back here in the Tiberian fields. He knows if these infantry come after him, they're going to have to run across Tiberium. There it is, and they will take damage from that. However, on this side, we've got CriticalMeds pushing into Rashnagar's base. Turrets are out from Rashnagar. Getting ready for the tanks. There's the flame units coming down to defend against its infantry, and the Apache is back up. More infantry on the way from CriticalMeds. He has taken out all those flame units. So he might be in here. If he can get past these buggies, he might be able to do some serious damage. Rashnagar's vehicles here are getting cleared up by tanks back in CriticalMeds' base. And right now he's going to get a refinery. He's forced to sell on that one. And Rashnagar is now going to be able to clear these guys up. But CriticalMeds did get a refinery, so we'll be happy with that. Flame tanks coming out from Rashnagar here. That is going to be scary for CriticalMeds. His infantry, but he does have tanks out. And CriticalMeds just sold his construction yard as well. So he's got huge eco, 2 weapons factories, and that's going to be a lot of tanks coming in. 3 here running away from these flame tanks. Flame tank is now running away from the tanks. No, he's turned around. Tanks are going to be able to take that out. There are bikes out. Another flame tank coming in. Lots of turrets down from Rashnagar here. More flame tanks. A lot of tanks coming up from CriticalMeds. Rashnagar is going to do well to hold this. Bikes are coming out, but it looks like they're targeting the infantry. They can't get to the tanks because this infantry is in the way, and they are just ripping through everything at the moment. Flame units coming out, going to help counter these grenadiers. But they've done a lot of damage to these bikes before they can even get to the tanks. Here come the tanks. There's one airstrip from Rashnagar. Don't think Rashnagar is going to be able to save that one. Does place a turret next to it, but the tanks are just going to ignore it and rip the airstrip apart. Now they're also targeting the construction yard, which they're going to get. Rashnagar does not get the cell on that, and these tanks are just rolling in. There is not much he's going to be able to do to stop that, and that is just going to be called GG. So CriticalMeds takes game 2. Okay, so this is Green Acres is the map, a very small map. And at the top we've got CriticalMeds as the red GDI coming down with a very big construction yard move, but he's got a nice spread of Tiberian fields here and one safe at the back. And at the bottom we've got the blue nod, which is Rashnagar, coming out with the minigunners. Here they come. Gren's out straight away for CriticalMeds here. He's going to skip the minigunners. And there's the first refinery from CriticalMeds. Rashnagar also has one refinery here. This is a good choice because you can put a refinery back here as well. There we go. But this order is usually better because this is further back, so it's protected and you can have it longer. A fraction longer anyway. Before it runs out. Alright, here come the Grens. Apache is up, but this is a lot of Grens. More flame units coming out from Rashnagar. He's built another hand of Nod. Get more flame units out to help defend it against these grenadiers. Possibly expecting a Gren rush. However, there are more Grens here. But it doesn't look like he's rushing. He's just maybe forcing Rashnagar to build some flame units. But although Rashnagar does have the second hand of Nod, he's not falling for it. He's only building what he needs. Flame unit is in. And that looks like that's all the Grens. And the flame unit survives with 1 HP. There we go. No one's... Look, Rashnagar hasn't overbuilt. He's been really patient with that. And out comes the Apache. Clear up these Grens because he now has vision of this barracks. There's the airstrip. We're going to start seeing some buggies, maybe? Apache is just chasing these Grens at the moment. He's microing it round, trying to get the Apache just to hover over the top so he can shoot them while in range. There we go. Now he's going to be able to clear it up. And it is bikes. Rashnagar has gone straight for bikes. There are tanks on the field for critical meds. Weapons factory is at the back in a nice choked area to help defend that. And the turret is down immediately for Rashnagar. Up at that airstrip. He's going to be able to do some damage to this harvester with the turret as well. Looks like he's building a few. So possibly help. Let's get rid of this harvester from this center Tiberian field. Mixing in some buggies. It looks, there's an engineer there, so it looks like there's a CY cell already. There is. So this is a 3 refinery, 2 weapon factory, all in. Gonna see a lot of tanks. But there's a lot of turrets protecting that airstrip. It is a forward airstrip, but it's got a lot of turrets around it. Even more turrets. Looks like Rashnagar knew exactly what was coming, and he was ready for that. Forcing the tanks back. But at the same time, critical meds, he has pulled back, so he's still able to build a lot of tanks with this all-in. He might not be able to get the strip, but he can come around and maybe get something else. With Rashnagar spending a lot of money on all these turrets. Even more turrets going down. But he's not worried about these tanks coming back here by the looks of it. He wants this harvester. He's managed to get it and now he's coming back for the tanks. But he may lose a refinery in the process. Will that harvester get out of there in time? No. So, Critical Meds manages to get a refinery and a harvester. Gonna bring the tanks back. Looks like he might lose one. More tanks are on the way. Rashnagar does still have his construction yard as well, so he can continue to build turrets here. These tanks look like they're in a bit of trouble. Rashnagar managing to clear them up. Meds is trying to retreat, bring them back, regroup. He sold off one's weapons factory here, so he's only got one in the back now. And Rashnagar has changed his attack to get another harvester, which leaves Critical Meds with one harvester now. And Rashnagar has 2. As well as 3 grand. It looks like he's just sold his construction yard to get that money boost. So no more turrets for Rashnagar, but he can build a lot of units, whereas Critical Meds is on 0 for cash. Apache is still doing work on this infantry. Critical Meds playing this smart. He's not diving into this, which I'm sure Rashnagar wants him to. He's got a lot of units, he's ready, but he is instead hovering over this Tiberian field. Should hopefully be able to get a harvester, but Rashnagar is going to help protect this as it comes back out. He's going to push his units in, get some damage done. Cleared the infantry. There's only tanks left. There is so much from Nod here. These tanks are not going to be able to hold it off. They're going to get cleared up. Which, back at Meds' base, he does not have anything back here to defend that. So it's going to be called GG, and Rashnagar is going to take that one. GG. So here we go. One pass fits all. At the top, we've got a blue nod, which is Rashnagar. And in the bottom, with the MCV moving across the river again, we've got the red GDI, which is Critical Meds. This is a nice, cozy spot around these trees here. And Rashnagar has gone for the instant deploy and he's working his way down. Binary here. Flame units coming out. He's got units coming across the river to do a scout, but He has been spotted here already. So he may have a good idea that CriticalMeds has moved. He will now see that refinery. So he'll know CriticalMeds has moved across the river. Here it is. Flame units moving away from the bridge. And down here. Help hold that. There's the Apache. 3 refineries out from Rashnagar. And Gren's moving across the river this side. Possibly going for an attack. Maybe come in on the flank here. But Rashnagar has got it covered. 3rd refinery out from CriticalMeds. He is a bit behind because he's lost time moving his MCV across. But we'll see if he can make it work. Barracks up front to help defend. A bit of a pause on Rashnagar's build, so we could be seeing an airstrip coming up here. CriticalMeds placing another power plant. See where those Grens have gone. There they are. They're still working their way up. This will be the hero. If he manages to take out all these Grens with this guy, he will be the hero. If not, he potentially lose construction yard or something very valuable at the back here. Actually still doing some work. He's got one. Meds has spotted him. Managed to stop them. They've taken damage, but they're not out yet. This Apache has got ammo. He's going to be able to clear this up. So Meds didn't manage to get any damage done, but he can see a bit of Rashnagar's base, so he'll know if he sells this to go all in. We'll be able to see that. Turrets down from Rashnagar. He'll be able to damage the barracks here. Rashnagar just ignoring these Grens and going straight for the snipe. He's changed his mind, getting out of there, but he does lose a bike. 3 turrets down from Rashnagar now. Gonna be able to get the barracks here, but Meds does have another barracks at the back, so he can still keep making units. Apache can see these units, so he is going to be able to keep farming those Grens. Doesn't look like there's anything going on the left side of the map now. All the focus is on this side. More bikes coming out from Rashnagar. He's switching to buggies as well. 4 turrets at the front here. This could be a problem for CriticalMeds, because if he's planning on going with lots of tanks, he's just going to be rolling straight into these turrets. Getting around is going to be a bit of a nightmare, but it looks like he's going for a crawl across the bottom side. As Rashnagar is coming around. No. Oh, he's not sure. He is. He is coming around to the left side. This is going to be able to stop this crawl from CriticalMeds and push it right back. This whole crawl from CriticalMeds has been stopped by Rashnagar. He has managed to keep him contained and not let him get out this side of the map. We've got 5 turrets here now. Alright, he's sold one. Maybe he doesn't need all 5, but he's gonna get this harvester here. So CriticalMeds sells off the refinery, doesn't need that anymore. He does still have Tib around his base, but it is getting within range of these turrets now. Tank coming up the left side. Still in range of this turret though. Could be trouble. Bikes are in, they've seen a gap. Going for the weapons factory. Gonna get it. And it looks like they're gonna pull back and get out of there. They've managed to get that. Maybe not. Looks like they're going in. More turrets crawling in. CriticalMeds' base. There's the sell off all the back turrets to get the infantry and the money. Going in for the push. CriticalMeds does have no money. He sold the construction yard. He's now got a bit of money, but it looks like it's too late. He's only got 1 barracks. Last refinery's down. This is going to be Rashnagar's game. GG. Alright, here we go. So, Canyon Pursuit is the map. And in the bottom, we've got the blue node as Rashnagar. And at the top, we've got the red GDI, which is CriticalMeds. Both players have opted to move the construction yard. It looks like CriticalMeds has moved it a little bit further. So build orders are not mirrored. It looks like CriticalMeds is going for a refinery before his barracks, whereas Rashnagar has got the barracks first and then he's gone for the refinery back at Tiberian Field. Minigunners are out and flame units on the way. For Meds, got the barracks up. Grenadiers are coming out. They are a little later because he went for the refinery first, but they are there, ready to anti-scout. This minigunner might make it in before he gets there. Being caught. He gets past one. He's not getting past them. Alright, CriticalMeds is expanding to this Tiberian field. Rashnagar has got the Apache out and he's expanded to this Tiberian field as well. With this map, one grenadier. And some smoke, so I guess he got a flame unit there. Alright. Rashnagar is clearing up all the grens he can see on the field. Two refineries on this big field for Rashnagar, whereas CriticalMeds has done the same. Power plant looks like it's crawling forward at this point. Rashnagar possibly going for an airstrip. We'll see. This flame unit just taking a pot shot at the rock. I'm guessing it was a force fire attempt and just missed and hit the rock. Gren's coming in. Apache is going up here, so these guys might get a nice scout here. CriticalMeds will have some vision. Potentially seeing some key structures. He's going to take some shots at this. There's the airstrip up. It is right at the front, and Meds does have vision of this because these Grens just ran straight through. Rashnagar being smart here. Grens are attacking the helipad, so he's not going to land on it until the flame unit is there to clear that up. CriticalMeds across here. He's got another refinery on this big field. Barracks at the front to defend it. Lots of minigunners out. Again, this could be a weapons factory coming in the back here. Helipad. Rashnagar has also expanded to his Tib field at the position. Hand of Nod at the front. At this point, you'd expect to start seeing some turrets coming out for Rashnagar maybe. He's used them a lot lately. There they are. Weapons factory is up from CriticalMeds. He is on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 refineries. So his economy will be doing quite well for building lots of medium tanks. Friends are in. Apache is out of ammo, so he's going to be able to do some damage to this, costing Rashnagar with a repair. He is pushing up with the buggies at the same time. There's the comm center. It just came out from Rashnagar, sold it instantly, so he's gone for the tech, which will give him flame tank tech. He's up here with the buggies, gonna be able to get this refinery. Doesn't get the harvester as well, but he does take out the refinery, so this guy is gonna be long distance mining. CriticalMeds still doing some damage in here, being a bit of a nuisance, and these flame units are coming up from Rashnagar to get rid of that. Minigunners look like they're heading back. Possibly a counter push coming from CriticalMeds here. Like he's just stopping here, covering the chokes, keeping his distance away from the turret range. Rashnagar comes out with an obelisk, so he's not gone for flame tank with that comm center. That was for the obelisk. It's not firing yet, so he may be in low power. Sure, he will fix that very quickly. CriticalMeds moving back. Looks like these tanks may be moving over to this position, where Rashnagar is coming up the side here. If he's quick, he might be able to get some snipes on. There we go. Going with the refinery, but these tanks are coming in quick. Not going to be able to get the refinery, and he does lose a couple of units. Tanks have managed to cover that, but it looks like they got in the way of this harvester, and this pathing is being a bit messed up. Managed to push Nod units back. This Apache is still doing some damage. There's the SSMs. Very nice. Good range. Huge damage to infantry and to structures. Obelisk firing from somewhere. There it is. The second obelisk. Rashnagar getting some style points in with these obelisks and SSMs. CriticalMeds bringing the tanks down the side here. Looks like he's trying to get in this Tiberian field. Possibly to disrupt the harvester here. But this may backfire because Rashnagar has a lot of units and he's just trapped all the tanks in here. Turrets are coming up. Looks like it's going to clear up all of these tanks. Let's see if CriticalMeds has any more. He has a lot more. So he's lost these tanks, but he does have more at the top. Not sure which direction he wants to go here, because Rashnagar's got some obelisks on both of these areas. Not so much here, but this will still be able to reach once he gets to this point. Rashnagar coming back into the snipe, going for the same refinery again. Tanks struggling to get around this corner. Forces the sell on the refinery, but CriticalMeds does still get to keep the harvester. Bringing these tanks back while these ones are coming over here to get these guys away. Like we had a rogue unit, just maybe the pathing got him a bit lost. Is that a third weapons factory from CriticalMeds yet? He's still got the construction yard, so he's going to run out of money quick because production on those tanks is going to be fast now. This is an interesting play. He might just try and roll in at this point. Still has a construction yard. He's managing to push down here as well, keeping these away. There's the cell from the construction yard, so that's it now. He's going to be loads of medium tanks coming out of here. He's got 3k in the bank. He does still have Tiberium. These harvesters are stuck. That is unfortunate. They've managed to fix themselves. Thankfully, that is a nightmare when that happens. But that would have been forced from losing this refinery. This guy is just coming over here and causing trouble now. Here come the tanks from CriticalMeds, but Rashnagar is up on the side here. Potentially looking for some snipes, but now CriticalMeds is going to have this covered and he's going to clear all of this up. While Rashnagar is maybe focusing down here. He's got a second obelisk. Turrets coming down. He is going for the bunker. SSMs. Going to be able to do some range damage. Tanks went forward. That is... They need to be careful. They keep getting in that range. He's going to keep losing them. Looks like he's going to go for it. More turrets coming down. Managed to get one obelisk. Still loads of tanks, but straight into this huge defense. Rashnagar is ready, but does he realize there's a second army coming down on the right side? He has now spotted it. There's a lot of obelisks. However, if Rashnagar, he's going to lose this refinery, so that's going to slow him down because he's going to have the long distance mine to this point. He's also at risk of losing some of these power plants in the forward position, which will shut off the obelisks. These tanks moving back. In a bit of trouble here. Possibly going to lose all these tanks. CriticalMeds is now out of money. The only Tiberium left on his side of the map is this field here. There is no money anywhere else. It is all out. All harvesters go into this position. So, it looks like just going to go for it. Forces a cell on another obelisk. SSM goes down. He is moving up. There is a Chinook from Rashnagar. I'm not sure what he's planning there. He's focusing the obelisk, but there's now 4 turrets there at the same time. Gonna clear up all of these tanks, and just doesn't get the obelisk. There are more tanks here. Rashnagar does still have Tiberium here. Not much there, and he's got a tiny bit here as well. Both players are running out of money. Be interesting to see if any of the players stop mining money for a little bit, which will allow the Tiberium to grow. This guy has just finished his field, so he is out of money here. If you leave a little bit of Tiberium, it will grow around it. So you can do that in a long game, but these fields are completely empty from critical meds, apart from this one. Rashnagar is continuing to mine as well. So if this goes into a long game, the player that just maybe lets some of this Tiberium grow back might have the advantage. Look at this Chinhook drop with the flame units going for the weapons factory. No defense back here. Very, very clever play from Rashnagar. Got the Grens out. Might be able to get another power plant. He has got the power plant as well. And he is still using the Apache to get some of these infantry. Here we go. Looks like Critical Meds is out of money up here. And these harvesters are long distance mining. More units coming down from the left side from Critical Meds, but there is a huge amount of defense here. We'll be lucky to get anything done with those guys on the left side. These on the right, however, potentially, like he's going to defend. Infantry is in the way of these tip fields, which might help him out in the long game. As you can see, it does regrow slightly. There it is. So these have done him a favour because they've stopped this harvester from being able to harvest it, and it might regrow a little bit. But Rashnagar does still have a lot of Tiberium. There's another Chinook drop. It's only 1 flame unit, but it might be enough. Huge damage, which forced the cell. So Critical Meds has 1 weapons factory. Chinhook landing in the middle of these tanks. This was a clever move by Meds as well. He knows he can't get in here, so he's parked it on the Tiberium. Helped to harass the harvester, and not only that, these bikes, when they're attacking it, will destroy the Tiberium as well. Will help get rid of that. No Tiberium here. This harvester goes straight into the obelisk. Tanks surrounded by the bikes. Gren's coming in from the back to help defend them. Manages to force the bikes back, but he's going to lose this harvester as well. That's all the infantry gone, and there's a lot of bikes there. The Rashnagar does still have money in the bank. Gonna clear up those tanks. These harvesters are coming up here, and they are harvesting this Tiberium. Doesn't matter if units are here, because he'll just crush them. And that is it. That is going to be called GG. And that goes to Rashnagar, which means Rashnagar wins the grand final. So he is the champion of the entire Titans tournament. So GG and congrats, man.